You guys got to remember, dude, a lot of the people growing up, they've got zero leadership in their life.
Yeah.
Zero. A lot of people grow up in a scenario where they feel like they're a nuisance, like they're not even wanted. They're not told they could be anything great. They don't know anybody great. They don't know anybody who's successful. They don't know anybody who's accomplished amazing things. And it's very hard to see that in yourself if you don't know a single other person, right? And that's where the lack of hope comes in, is that when you can't literally see something or have a conversation. And then on top of that, when you do, it's so rare to see that you feel like it is some sort of crazy magical thing that you don't possess inside. And this is the thing that I love about what you speak about. And honestly, this is why I started the MFCEO project in 2015. Because, dude, every single successful guy I know, which there's a bunch of them, they're all normal. They got normal, dude, they fucking struggle, man. Shit's hard. Like, it's just, they have bought into the idea that they don't require some sort of special superpower. And what ends up happening is, because you don't quit, you end up developing some superpowers.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's the foundation of everything. We talked about it last time, taking quitting off the table. Principles like being patient, being present, being deliberate. I just won a race a few months ago. I ran for 38 hours straight, 122.1 miles. I climbed 37,700 feet up. So that's like 7,000 more than Everest, and descended 37,700 feet. You want to know how I did it? I was patient. I was present. I was deliberate. And I wasn't going to quit. And I freaking crushed everybody.
Yeah.
I have totally hijacked remove quitting off the table, just so you know. Your saying is not my saying. I just sit on it.
Oh, dude, that's it, man.
But
it's all the same. It's different ways of saying it. I say like zero option mentality.
Yeah.
It's not an option.
No plan B.
Like, we have to get there, and whatever it takes, we've got to get there.
Well, and I think that when I this weekend, I had an opportunity to speak to a little group of individuals, and I used, remove quitting from the table, that thing that people look for, that fear, that doubt, that scared feeling that you have to not go forward. Everybody fucking has that. It's whether you fucking face it and start taking some action and apply that knowledge towards those fears and those goals and those dreams. That's the separator. And you're not alone. Like, fuck, man. Like, you know how scary it is to get on the microphone for the very first time? And be like, I fucking hope somebody listens.
Dude, is this thing on? Yeah. Listen, man. Listen, this is the truth, and it's funny because I don't put on a show. Like, I'm not, like, the reason people say that shit, Chad, is because I don't put on a fucking show.
Oh, no, brother. You're preaching to the choir
when
right now.
When I pick up that phone and I start talking and you guys think I'm mad, it's because I am mad. Or I'm not worried about putting a polished image out for all of you guys to see. I use my social like a regular human would use their social. I don't see it as a brand. I don't worry about my brand. And my brand takes care of myself by just me being me. And so people think, oh, well, he's going crazy, or he's whatever. It's like, no, dude, I'm just like you. I'm not scared enough to keep it in. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I do that, guys, is so that you understand. There is not a day that I get out of bed. There is not a fucking day that I wake up, and a lot of people are going to judge me for saying this, but there is not a day that I wake up that I don't feel like going back to sleep, or that I don't have anxiety about what my day is going to bring. Every single day of my entire life right now, and for the last, I don't know how many years, as long as I can remember back, I wake up and I'm nervous and I'm scared and I'm like, fuck, all right, what do I got to handle today? And you know what I do? I wake up and I go handle it.
No, you know what you do? You freaking execute, man.
That's it.
I tell, dude, in the SEAL teams, I was a breacher, all right? And when we would get a target package, I'd gather intel on the breach point. Say it's an exterior wall. I would build a bomb. I would go back into the ready room, build a bomb specifically to breach this wall. We would go out. We would get on target. I'd be the first one in the patrol, right? I'd move up to the breach point. I'd peel the hydrogel off the back of this wall charge. It's this sticky stuff, right? I'd place the bomb on the wall. I'd cap my blasting cap in. I'd pay my det cord out back to minimum safe distance, and I would look back behind me. and I would just see a bunch of sets of green eyes, right? It was my entire team was waiting for 3 words. And these 3 words ring through my head every single morning when I get up feeling exactly like Andy feels when he gets up. And the 3 words are execute, execute, execute. And on the 3rd execute, I would put power to that charge and all freaking hell would break loose and we would crush our enemy. And that's what people don't do. Yeah. They don't execute. Making a freaking plan is the easy part. I knew how to make the bomb. I had the intel that I needed to get into this target and accomplish my mission. But guess what? I had to wait for those 3 words. And let me tell you, those 3 words ring through my head on the daily, man, because I've heard them thousands of times over my comms headset, right? Knowing my entire team was waiting for me to simply execute, execute, execute. And you have to understand, if you don't execute on the plan, if you don't get up in the morning when you're feeling tired, scared, you don't know what's going to happen. If you don't execute, you're not just cheating yourself, dude. You're cheating your family. You're cheating your employees. You're cheating your team, whatever you're a part of. It's bigger than you, man. So that's what rings through my head every morning, brother. Yeah. And you guys are freaking right on board with that, man.
Yeah, dude. But we have to, you guys listening, like you have to understand that learning how to do that when you don't want to, nobody wants to do it. That's the thing. Like nobody wants to do it. Listen, dude, do you really think I want to wake up and I live in a fucking beautiful house and I have an awesome life?
Yeah, you need to let me come kill some of those deer too.
Bro, you know what?
Keep going.
Emily would probably allow you to do that. but everybody else, no.
Fuck off.
Yeah. But like, dude, the thing is that the people listening, I mean, you guys have to understand this is human. This is a human thing. And when you look at someone and you say that man or that woman has something that I don't have, you're telling yourself a justification as to why you can't do it. You're talking yourself out of it. And what you need to realize is that they didn't have that ability either. Nobody woke up with that shit. They got it from showing up every day and executing over and over and over. And especially when they don't feel like it. And a lot of people listening right now, they're probably like, well, I never feel like going to work. Okay, fair enough. You get up every day. You don't feel like going to work. You think you're giving yourself, okay, this credit. All right. What do you do when you're at work? How well do you execute? What are you actually a contributing member to the team, or are you just taking up space? Because there's more to it than just showing up. It's showing up and then diligently being good at what you do. Okay. So like a lot of people talk about motivation or they talk about discipline. No one talks about diligence, right? Diligence is showing up and executing at a high level.
Amen, brother.
And that's the 3rd part of the equation. We move from motivation, which is, we kind of do shit when we feel like it or when we don't feel like it, to discipline, which is, I do the things that I need to do, even when I don't feel like doing them. All right. Because my discipline is strong. And then we move into diligence, which diligence is I do what I don't feel like doing very fucking well all the time. And this is the 3 parts of achievement that you have to move through as a human. All right. So we talk a lot about discipline here, but that's because a lot of you guys ain't ready for diligence yet. You know what I'm saying? But think about that. Think about that, okay? You get up every day. You don't like your job. You're going against the grain. You got a lot of work to do. Are you going through the motions? Because that is better than the guy that doesn't show up, but it's still not going to get you to where you want to go.
Anywhere. That's it, brother.
So, and that's, those are some things to think about when you're sitting there wondering why things are so hard. First of all, it's hard for all of us, man. Like just because somebody lives in a nice house or has a nice business, I would actually argue that their life is really fucking hard because usually they're, at least for me, I wasn't gifted anything. So Sal and I and Chris and Jason and the guys here that run this company, it's a 24-hour job, dude. Like it's not like there's free time. I mean, you make the free time you have, Sal, you make. Like he has to schedule it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there's just this float, like
and he's cutting grass with that time.
Yeah.
No, I'm executing on that shit. This is fucking clear.
He is diligently
I am diligently
grass.
fucking that grass.
Yeah. Hey guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed that clip, if it made you laugh, if it made you think, if it made you have a new perspective, go over to iTunes. Check out the full-length podcast. You're going to like it.